The happiest times of my life were the times that I would consistently meditate. The thing about meditating is that it feels really good. Once you start to get good at it, it's like snowboarding. Like, anybody who's ever been snowboarding and learned the process of snowboarding knows at first you can't do it at all. You can't do it at all. And then you start to slowly, you can do it for a couple of seconds at most, and for those seconds you're like, whoa, I just did it. I was just doing it. And then you fall. But then once you get better and better at snowboarding, those couple of seconds of I'm doing it turns into a couple of minutes of I'm doing it. And then for meditation, that means you're like really deep in the hole of meditation. You're really deep in the hole. There's no other way to put it. It's very fun because of the feeling it brings you. It's an ancient way of getting high, a very ancient way of getting high. And we've combined it with psychedelics for years, for millennia. Look up the word scrying, S-C-R-Y-I-N-G, like crying with an S in front of it, scrying. People, shamans from the old days, not even the old days, from like Victorian England, like recently, would take drugs, take opium, mainly opium, and read tea leaves, read the patterns they see in tea leaves, and shit like that. And meditate. That's where I was going. And meditate. I should really start getting back into meditation, man. It's my religion. It's who I am. I believe in the religion of there being samsara, kind of a cycle of torment, not after death, but in life. And that ends after death. I don't know. My religion. What is my religion? What do I believe in? Well, I saw somebody debunk this recently, that we get a DMT in our brain is released after death. But even then, I don't know. Maybe it's having been indoctrinated my whole life against drugs, against mind-altering states of being, that I cannot express my love for them without guilt, because they are enjoyable. Altered states of consciousness, they're always enjoyable. AI. Let's talk about AI. Do you think dying, the act of dying, since it is an innately human act, being aware of what's happening, dying, you can say an animal knows that it's dying, and an animal does know that it's dying, but a human knows that it's dying, that it's leaving this world. A dog knows that something's wrong, and that it's afraid, and that a big change is going to happen, but it doesn't know what. Humans know that we are going to die, and they know when. They can tell, I have cancer, I'm going to die, and you tell that to an AI, you have cancer, you have AI cancer, you have robo-cancer, and you're going to die in a couple of weeks. How do you think you would respond? I mean, that's something interesting to ask an LLM. I'm sure they have a pre-programmed response for that. I really do. Echo, what happens when you ask an AI what happens after death?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I'll do that later, I guess. The fundamental questions. 2 fundamental questions of everything. What happened to start this? To start the universe? To start the Big Bang? What was it before? What happened? Science is all better than religion. Granted, you allowed one miracle, the Big Bang. What happened to cause this? Well, we don't know, it just did. Well, isn't science the act of finding out why and how and how to recreate things? Well, yeah, but for everything except the Big Bang, for the Big Bang we don't need evidence. We don't need evidence, it just happened. And I'm not an astrophysicist. I don't know, maybe there is some evidence out there that the Big Bang happened, but I don't think it's any sort of concrete evidence. I mean, either way, theology and science can coexist in the idea that before there was something, there was nothing. Before there was something, there was God, who is both nothing and everything and nothing at the same time, and he came before everything. And for theologists, it would be nothing came before everything, and nobody knows which one of those is true or was true. So they're both right. They're Schrodinger's cat kind of thing. So I am right. When we die, you return to the collective unconscious, the collective human unconscious. What a strange thing that is. The collective human unconscious. What a strange thing that is. We're such smart beings that we can recognize that each one of us is similar in some fundamental ways, in some innate ways. Anima, enema, It was Freud, I think.